2023, a year that is loaded with amazing anime to watch. Good evening people, I'm your friendly neighborhood vampire Spike. Today I'm gonna make your year a whole lot better. And you know what that means. Here's the top 10 anime you should be watching.
Hold up a minute. You can't do a top 10 anime, your anime too short.
One second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Here's the best anime you should be watching in 2023. A quick disclaimer that the 2023 winter anime are not included in this list. Alright, let's do this. Number 8. Undead Unlock. Okay, this one has high potential. The reason that it's not higher on this list is because there are some huge competitors this year. Alright, let me ask you this. Do you like some over-the-top craziness in your anime? Then oh boy, you're in for a treat. The story basically revolves around a girl who's been living in solitude for 10 years after an accident that left more than 200 people dead. And now that her favorite manga has ended, she decided to commit suicide until she comes across a man who is immortal, or how should I say this? Undead. And the guy just wants to die in the best and craziest way possible. Surprisingly enough, our main protagonist has a curse-like ability, which brings unlock for anyone who touches her. Undead Unlock? Well, one of the main factors that I'm personally hyped for is the fact that it's going to be produced by David Production. You know, the studio behind Fire Force. Or I don't know, the studio behind JoJo. The studio that is at the top of the game in terms of sound effects in anime. Oh, music to my ears. We'll probably get an exact release date for it, but at the moment we just know that it's going to be released in 2023. Number 7. Zom 100. Okay, we all have seen shows about zombie apocalypse, right? Everyone turns into a zombie and some random people try to survive. And you guessed it, their goal is to not to turn into a zombie. The storyline that has been used over and over again throughout the years. I'm looking at you, Walking Dead. Well, in Zom 100, a zombie apocalypse happens, in case you couldn't guess by the title. But this time around, our main protagonist, which is an office worker that is being overworked, underpaid, abused by his co-workers, and just simply hates his life. Looks at the zombies and is just like, ah damn, I'm gonna be late for work. After a while, that the realization of everyone around him being turned into a zombie or just simply being dead kicks in, he becomes the happiest that he ever has been and decides to write a list of the 100 things he wanted to do in life. And hence the name Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. If you want to know more about Zom 100, I highly recommend watching Gigok's video about it. You won't regret it. Zom 100 is releasing sometime in summer 2023. If you're enjoying the video, then don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on the bell notification so that you'll know when I'll next upload. Now, for the horror fans out there, don't worry, I didn't forget about you, because at number 6, we have Uzumaki. Now, settle down. I'm not talking about our boy Naruto Uzumaki. This one is quite a bit a different show from Naruto. Alright, well first, if you have read any of Junji Ito's work, then props for maintaining your sanity. And secondly, you know that this is going to be special. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Junji Ito, well, the guy is basically the father of Japanese horror manga. He somehow has a way of using manga pages to display some of the most disturbing imagery that you would find in any manga out there. And I would confidently say that Uzumaki is one of his best work yet. The release date of the anime hasn't exactly been announced, but we know that it's coming in 2023.
これからお話しするのはこの町で起こった奇妙な出来事の数々です。
At number 5, we have Oshinoko. Alright, we all had that one friend who, when you talk about anime, he just goes, "Ooh, so you're one of those creeps who likes to watch idol girls singing and dancing." Yeah, whatever you say. If I'm being honest, I'm really indifferent about the whole idol industry, but this one is not what you would normally expect from an idol show. Yeah, you might look at the art style and think, oh, this is one of those cute girls doing idol stuff anime. But all I will say is that this one actually shows you the dark side of being an idol. I never thought that I was going to say a phrase like that. Oshinoko is releasing in spring 2023 with an extended 90-minute first episode. Wow, dude, that's basically a movie.
推しのアイドルが妊娠しとる。
誰もが目を奪われてく君は完璧で究極のアイドルママかわいすぎ視聴者全員よく支払うべきじゃあ平気だね愛はアイドルとして一流だから遊びに来てるんなら帰りなさい有馬かなこの映画の女優よ母親としての幸せとアイドルとしての幸せどっちも欲しい星の愛は欲張りなんだ
Anyway, I'm happy to say this phrase that at number 4 we have martial magic and muscle. Let me ask you this. Do you like One Punch Man? Do you like Harry Potter? Well, just mush those two together and you'll get martial magic and muscle. It has basically everything that you would want in a shonen series. Action, comedy, and some pretty fun concepts that you would probably find enjoyable. Martial has a lot of hype around it from the manga fandom, because if A1 Pictures can do it justice, then it's going to become one of the next generation of shonen anime. Martial Magic and Muscle is releasing in spring 2023.
シュークリームを作り、当たり前のようにシュークリームが日常にある世界。シュークリームは神から与えられたものとされ、シュークリームの降雪によって身分が決まる、そんな世界。
じいちゃんと平和にシュークリームを食べる、そんな当たり前のこともできない世の中ならぶっ壊すしかないでしょ。グーパンで。さてと、そろそろ 一筋肉動かしますか。
マッシュル。マッシュル。
Number 3, Hell's Paradise. One of the other major titles that is being released by MAPPA Studio next to all the other juggernauts that they have gobbled up in the past few years. Dude, seriously, leave something for the rest of the studios. Your poor animators are gonna turn into the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Wait, no, I'm sorry, Gabimaru the Hollow, a ninja of Iwagakure, village known for being cold and emotionless, was set up by his fellow ninja and is now on the death row. Tired of killing and betrayal, he wants to die. However, no method of execution works on him, because as much as seemingly Gabimaru refuses to admit it, he does have a reason to live. He wants to return to his wife, who was the reason why he softened up and failed to be an effective assassin. Thus, he refuses to die. So, the executioner offers him a proposal to retrieve the elixir of life from an island for the shogun in exchange for his life. Many other people with death sentences were also sent to the island at the same time, but only if they knew that the island was hell and paradise combined. Sorry if that sounded a little bit cheesy and corny. I tried my best. Hell's Paradise is releasing sometime in spring 2023. Okay, for number 2 I'm gonna put all the series that are a continuation of some sort, because there are a lot of them and there are some pretty big titles between them. So, without further ado, at number 2 we have Attack on Titan Season 4 Final Part First Half, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Demon Slayer Season 3, Spy Family Season 2, Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Bleach Thousand Year Blood Wars Part 2, Doctor Stone Season 3, The Duke of Death and His Maid Season 2, Eden Zero Season 2, and The Girlfriend Season 3. Wait a second. Okay. And for some spin-offs we have Konosuba in On This Beautiful World, and lastly but not least we have Ranking of Kings Yuki no Takarabako. Sorry, it didn't have any other name in my anime list. Alright, what's left? Oh yeah, it's your time, Danny! People, it's time. We have waited long enough for this greatness to be shown to the world. Because we have solo leveling, baby! Okay, I'm gonna stop fanboying for a bit and tell you what's all the fuss about. Solo Leveling is a Korean manhwa which was originally a novel and then was adapted into a manhwa. The story is basically about a boy who lives in a world which hunters and monsters exist. And the hunter's job is to just enter some portals which they lead to dungeons and defeat the monsters. And our main character, Sung Jin-woo, is weak as hell and was given the nickname World's Weakest Hunter. But he still goes to the dungeons to make enough money so that he could take care of his sister, because his mother was in a coma and his father disappeared in the dungeon 10 years ago. You might be like, dude, that's like any other fantasy or shonen. Why the heck is this at number 1? Patience, my children. Patience. I'm getting to the good parts. One day, Sung Jin-woo goes in a dungeon, and for some unfortunate circumstances, most of the party that he was in got killed, and the remaining ones just escaped, leaving him alone in the dungeon to die. But instead of dying, he gains a power from the monster, the power to level up. In the world of solo leveling, each hunter has a certain level which they can't increase or decrease, so he decides to level up. You're maybe thinking to yourself, dude, that's basically every other isekai anime. Calm down, I hear you. I personally have seen a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot of power fantasy anime, so I get where you're coming from. But luckily for us, solo leveling is different. Our main guy just doesn't get strong or OP like the usual isekai protagonist. Or how should I put this? The guy is basically Rimur Tempest on steroids. And if you have seen the Slime series, you'll know that how broken he is. Sung Jin-woo, despite the fact that gets crazy strong from fighting the monsters, he makes his enemies into his underlings and makes this ginormous army of OP creatures that were pretty broken for themselves. And if any of you has read Solo, you'll know how amazing the art style is or how hard the fights go in the series. Unfortunately, the artist of Solo Leveling, Dubo, which was also the CEO of the studio in charge of the Solo Leveling manga, passed away in 2022 due to an illness. Well, RIP to this legend, Dubo Sensei, may you rest in peace. Now, back to the main topic. Towards the end of the series, he becomes one of the strongest characters that has ever existed in the history of manhwa or even manga for that matter. And don't even get me started on the drip, man. You thought Goku Supreme was drippy? Wait until you see Sung Jin-woo in action with the all black drip and those dreamy blue eyes. The only concern that I have for the Solo Leveling anime is that I don't know if the A1 Pictures studio can fully adapt the fights in the anime. Don't get me wrong, A1 Pictures is a really great studio, but the scale of the battles in the Solo Leveling manhwa is absolutely insane. Don't forget that Sung Jin-woo's army is basically made out of shadows. And you know what that means? CG shadows, baby. Well, personally, I'm not a CG hater. I mean, one of my favorite anime is Beastars, which is a complete CG anime, and if the CG looks good, then I'm all for it. But I guess only time will tell. For now, all we have is a teaser which they put out a while ago. So fingers crossed it's gonna be an anime to remember. Solo Leveling is releasing sometime in 2023. Now, I want to give a special mention to some anime movies that are going to be released this year, because there are some really good ones. Psycho Pass Providence is releasing this spring. Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King is also coming this year, I think in June, on both cinemas and Netflix. And Kaguya-sama and Spy Family's movies are going to be released sometime this year. Okay, boys and girls, I hope this video was useful for you in some way or another. Maybe you got a recommendation or two that you might check out. Don't forget to leave a comment about it, or if you have any other suggestions for anyone, also just leave it in the comments. You might help someone out. Don't forget to check out my other video which I talk about Chainsaw Man anime meeting the hype or not. And thank you so much for watching till the end. And as always, I'm Spike, and I guess that's all I have for this one. See you in the next one. Bye!